And one more big thing has happened today for me. When I was about to enter at 11:22, so many people were standing outside. I can't even imagine for my session, so many people are standing outside. Because at home, 3 people, my husband, 2 teenage children, they never listen, but I keep on talking. My husband at least pretends to listen. My kids, no, they will never listen. So imagine a person who is talking to 3 people who never listens, getting a room full of crowd. There are some people standing. Please give them a very, very big round of applause. PMI Bangalore chapter, you can never do anything better than this for me. Thank you so much. I have arrived in my life today. Thank you. We are talking about what does it take to design and deliver an award-winning, unique, innovative program. You would have been thinking, is it true? How many of you have attended the storytelling for Agile? Truth well told is the learning which I have got. So whatever I am going to talk today is truth. I have evidences to show. So now tell me, what is the most important thing which is required to design and deliver unique, innovative program? Forget about the award. What is the most important thing? Intent, yes. Couple of more. Ingredient. Idea. Purpose. Dream. Impact. Okay. For want of time, I am just stopping here. Everything is so perfect. You are all too good. But what is the one most important thing to design and deliver unique, innovative program which can get international award is you should get an opportunity first. Because all of us are capable. There is no denying fact. Everybody is capable, provided you get an opportunity. I am going to start my story. Today, last night, I have decided, I have replaced all the slides and Muktesh and others were little disappointed because I have changed my slides. I have done it purposefully because I have attended that storytelling session. And as a learning and development professional, I need to practice what I learned in a training. So today I am going to tell you only stories. You are too good. Please keep clapping again and again. And also, in case you have friends who are attending the other sessions, I will be extremely happy if you SMS or send a WhatsApp telling them that there is one crazy lady talking something nonsense, but it is interesting, you can come. So I am going to start my story telling you about how did I first get an opportunity. The first thing is you have to get an opportunity, then you should design, deliver, and it should work, and you should get an award. Way back in 2011, as I was managing Project Management Academy, I was delivering several programs. One of the programs which I have launched new that time was online coaching program for project and program managers across the globe. So obviously it has to be online. And when I wanted coaching program, I wanted the leaders, both from delivery as well as business, to actually coach the project managers through online platforms. So that was the plan. And then I was trying to the first topic which I have decided I will be running this webinar with, basically the coaching session with is the role of project manager the same anymore? That was the topic. 2011 I started with the webinar. And many leaders came and they talked about the role of project manager, it is changing and it's no longer the same. All that was good. And after that I thought, why should I restrict it to only delivery leaders? Why don't I write to all the sales and business leaders across HCL? HCL is big. There are several leaders. Why should I limit only to one set of leaders whom I know day in and day out? So I decided, I got hold of HR and I got the list of the entire leadership, sales, delivery, and then I wrote to all of them one single mail telling them that this is a wonderful program and it is your duty to actually coach the project managers because they are going to work for you, all that blah blah, and I wrote a big mail. That mail had our CEO because obviously the sales and delivery leader list will also have a CEO. So I just sent it. I knew he was there in the list and I sent it. One of the leader whom I know very closely, he called me and he said, did you know what you have done? You have sent a mail to CEO along with several leaders asking him to come and deliver a session. Do you know the protocol? He said, I don't know all the protocol. Do you agree that he is a leader or not? He said, yes. Then I have written to all leaders. Then I was just skeptical, but Next day he replied to my mail stating that, do you want a 1.5 hour session? Let it be 30 minutes. I think more than 30 minutes nobody will be keen to listen. Then I said no. I have decided it's going to be 1.5 hours based on my experience and feedback, and I wanted this to be a coaching. I agree with you, you don't need to talk for more than 30 minutes, but the next 1 hour you will have several questions. Then he was surprised. Somebody is telling no, straightforward. I wanted to tell him, who is the learning head, you or me? But then I didn't tell him. Then he said, okay, do you think people will have questions for 1 hour? I said, yeah, there will be more questions, more than 2 hours. I didn't know whether people will ask him questions and all. Then he said, okay, if you believe it will work, I'm okay. Then he said, how many people will be attending this session? I asked him, how many you want? Because I had only 5 people, 8 people attending my sessions. Then he said, 500 should be fine. Then I said, wonderful, 500, no problem. So actually internally I was thinking 500. But if I have to tell you, how did I bring that 500 to that webinar? I have to run 2 hour webinar, 2 hour session for you. There is no time, I'll share my experience later. But we had 670 people attending that webinar. And I have collected all the questions upfront so that in case nobody asks any question, I should have a list of questions. So I had some 50, 60 questions, and I told them I already have a list of questions, but if you want to ask, you can ask. If you don't have, I have the list of questions. Then they all started asking, and it went on and on. There was a lady from US. She said, it is 2 a.m., but I am too keen to attend this, and this training team is doing a wonderful job. So I immediately thought it is what I wanted. Like that, so many people came forward, and then they asked several questions. It went on and on. As a moderator, it was my duty to stop. I stopped exactly at 1:30, like 1.5 hours, and then I thanked CEO, and then they all went away. He was quite impressed. After the program is over, I generally collect the feedback, and if the feedback is greater than 4.5 out of 5, I will send a certificate to them first time when they deliver a program stating that you are an approved trainer. So I sent it to our CEO stating that you are now an approved, we are happy to tell you that you are now an approved trainer for project management in HCL, and this certificate holds good for 1 year. If you want us to renew this, you need to do 5 sessions with more than 4.5 feedback. Then it will be automatically renewed, else you will have to do it again. Then I also sent him one t-shirt which we give for first time. So all that I sent, and no response. But after that, one quarter over, next quarterly review, he invited me for the review, for the learning and development review. So I was so thrilled, because first time CEO review, learning and development, only 4 or 5 levels above attend the review. So the PA called me, and she said, oh, how are you traveling, and when will you come, and all that. I said, I'm not traveling to Delhi for this, I will join over call. So she was slightly surprised. Everybody would like an opportunity to come and visit and have a face-to-face review. You don't want travel. I said, no, I have something at home and all that, which is not true. I wanted to have everything paper with me, and I wanted to read and refer, because when I am face-to-face, I cannot refer any notes. So that was my intent, I told her. She didn't know. Then she said, okay, but one day before the review, she called me and said, you have to join over video conference. So, oh my God, I would have at least seen him face to face. Now I have to see him on the video, nothing I can have. I can't refer anything. But still, I had one full file. Everything I've printed. The whole night I've printed, and I have rehearsed, and all that I've done. And my daughter was asking my husband, what is she doing? Is she preparing for some exam? Then he said, no, she has a review, it is like your exam. Then that day she decided that she will never get into IT. So this review came, and he was searching for me in the video, and I said, I'm here. I have already sent you a PPT file, can I walk you through that? I asked him. He said, let the PPT be separate. So right now I'm not interested in the PPT. He said, how will you make our project managers effective? Then I asked him, are you talking about the last year what I did? Then he said, no, no, no. How will you make the project managers effective in their role as a project manager? Then he said, I will tell you the context. This year CSAT, the topmost priority thing that we need to address is the project management capability. So that's a skill which we need to address. So there are a lot of escalations from customer, and that's a CSAT finding also. So how do you improve the effectiveness of a project manager? That's the question he asked. Then I told him, if you want me to improve, then I have to first measure. Then he said, right, that's what I want. And he also told me, if you want to measure the effectiveness of project manager, I want you to give me something like a CSAT score. Everybody knows CSAT. In CSAT, every year we get a percentage, and then we know where we are, and next year you would like to improve the percentage. The experience score, customer experience score, 46% to 76, 56 like that. So he said, I want 1% for the entire HCL on the project manager effectiveness index. You can call it as project manager effectiveness index. And once you give me that number has to be approved, like validated by the business leaders, and then they should sign off saying that, okay, this is my baseline figure. Next year you should take a target and then improve upon. That's what he told. Then I told him, okay, you want me to do for all businesses? Then he said, of course. Okay, I will take a sample from each business, like some number I will take a sample, and from there I will get. He said, no sampling business. You can take a sample provided that's all the nomination you are getting. Business leaders will decide how many people has to be assessed to realistically see what is their effectiveness index. So let the business leaders decide, but I have two asks. One is it should be more than 1,000 number you will be assessing, and it should not be restricted to India, it should be across 31 countries. These are the two requirements without which I am not interested to talk to you. Then I said, I am more than interested to talk to you, I will come back with the plan. So that's how the journey started. I didn't know much how to do the project manager effectiveness index, how do I baseline it for each of the businesses. In HCL we have application development, application support and maintenance, we have testing, then we have R&D, product development, product sustenance, product maintenance, infrastructure, BPO. So all these businesses I need to do. All the project managers working in these various lines of businesses, I need to measure, create an index, and then make those line of business leaders accept that index as their baseline number. I am also supposed to show a comparison saying that the BPO project managers are more better than the infrastructure project manager, for example. So I am not telling you the exact findings. So that's how I need to show. Before I proceed further on this, what's that one learning you have got? How do you get an opportunity? The first thing is you have to get an opportunity before you start designing, delivering, implementing, whatever word you want to call. What's that one learning?
You should not be afraid of.
Exactly. Don't be afraid of anything. It's all about guts.